For 13 years, Grace and Robert Calloway charmed everyone aboard the Celestial Down cruise ship, turning their modest cabin on Deck 8 into their permanent home. When the new housekeeper Sophia accidentally knocked over a pillbox during her cleaning rounds, what she discovered hidden under their bed would change everything. The carefully crafted life of the sweet elderly couple at sea suddenly began to unravel with a single unexpected conversation. The Celestial Down cruise ship was known for its elegant design, exquisite food, and breathtaking ocean views. Among its regular passengers, Grace and Robert Calloway had become something of a legend. The elderly couple had been aboard for an astonishing 13 years, moving from one voyage to the next without ever truly disembarking. Their home was a mid-level cabin on Deck 8, nothing extravagant, but comfortable enough for their modest needs. Over the years, they had developed a routine as predictable as the ship's own schedule. Breakfast at the Sunrise Cafe every morning, followed by a walk on the main deck. Afternoons found them participating in various activities or relaxing with books in the library lounge. In the evenings, they enjoyed dinner at their usual table, where the staff greeted them by name. When curious passengers asked about their unusual lifestyle, the Calloways had a ready explanation. Living on a cruise ship, they explained with warm smiles, was actually more affordable than paying for a retirement home. The crew adored them. Grace always remembered the birthdays of the permanent staff. Robert was known for his generous tips and kind words to the newest employees. They were fixtures aboard the Celestial Down, just as much a part of the ship as its anchors or navigation systems. Sophia Reyes had joined the housekeeping staff only 3 months earlier. Young, diligent, and meticulous in her work, she quickly earned praise from both passengers and supervisors. The Calloways took an immediate liking to Sophia. Grace began leaving her small gifts, chocolates, seashells, or handwritten notes. Robert always asked about her dream of studying nursing whenever they crossed paths. Their relationship grew warmer with each passing week. Sophia sometimes spent a few extra minutes chatting with the couple whenever her schedule allowed. One afternoon, Sophia was performing her regular cleaning duties in the Calloways' cabin while they attended a cooking demonstration. As she wiped down the nightstand, she accidentally knocked over Robert's pillbox. The colorful tablets scattered across the carpet and some rolled under the bed. Sophia knelt down to retrieve the misplaced medications. Her fingers brushed against something unusual, a small, waterproof hard-sided box, firmly taped to the underside of the bed frame. The box was clearly hidden on purpose. Sophia pried it loose, examining the worn container. Just as she was debating whether to open it, the cabin door swung open unexpectedly. The Calloways stood in the doorway, their expressions shifting from surprise to alarm as they registered what Sophia was holding. Sophia quickly stood up, her cheeks flushing with embarrassment. She stammered an apology, explaining that she had knocked over the pills and found the box while picking them up. The couple exchanged worried glances. Robert gently closed the door, turning the lock with a soft click. Grace motioned for Sophia to sit on the edge of the bed. The atmosphere in the cabin had completely shifted, the warm friendliness replaced by tension and uncertainty. After a moment of heavy silence, Grace placed a weathered hand over Sophia's and quietly admitted that they weren't who everyone thought they were. Their real names were Edward and Patricia Winters. 13 years ago, they had been high-level banking executives at a prestigious financial institution. Robert explained that they had been framed for embezzlement after uncovering irregularities in certain accounts. Corporate executives needed scapegoats when the investments went wrong. The evidence against them had been perfectly fabricated, making legal defense impossible. They had discovered the plot just in time to disappear before formal charges were filed. Robert opened the box Sophia had found. Inside were multiple passports with different names, but their photos, along with financial documents and a journal. Grace recounted through tears how they had lost everything: their home, reputations, and friends. The cruise ship had become their sanctuary, a place where they could fade into the background while still enjoying some quality of life in their final years. Sophia listened intently, her expression compassionate. The story was unbelievable, but the emotion behind it felt undeniably real. After what felt like an eternity, Sophia assured them that their secret was safe with her. The relief on their faces was palpable. Grace embraced her, tears streaming down her weathered cheeks. In the weeks that followed, their bond grew even closer. Sophia brought treats from port stops they skipped. They invited her to join them for dinner on her night off. The trust they placed in Sophia seemed absolute. They shared more details about their past lives, their escape, and their years aboard the Celestial Down. Robert explained how they managed their finances, moving between banks in different ports to avoid detection. What the couple didn't realize was that behind Sophia's sympathetic facade, she was methodically gathering evidence. Every document they showed her was carefully photographed when they weren't looking. She noted their behavior patterns, especially their avoidance of security personnel, and studied their movements on port days. Sophia observed how they kept separate sets of identification for different ports. She studied the financial notes in their journal. On several occasions, she noticed them making calls from public phones in port rather than using the ship's communication systems. As the Celestial Down approached Vancouver, Sophia approached the couple with exciting news. She had organized a VIP appreciation breakfast for passengers in a private dining room to thank them for their kindness. At first, they were hesitant. They typically avoided special events, but Sophia's enthusiasm eventually convinced them. On the morning of the event, the couple arrived to find only Sophia and two crew members they recognized, Marco from the bar and Javier from maintenance. The three were dressed in professional attire rather than their usual uniforms. No other passengers were present. Sophia's behavior completely changed when she closed the door. Standing with an air of authority that had never been present during her cleaning duties, she addressed them formally as Mr. and Mrs. Winters. Their faces immediately paled. Sophia introduced herself properly. Detective Sofia Ramirez from the Financial Crimes Division of Interpol introduced her colleagues as Detectives Wilson and Ortega, explaining that they had been working undercover on the ship. The breakfast was a ruse. 3 months earlier, facial recognition had flagged a match between the Callaways and the Winters, wanted for embezzling $3,200,000 in 2012. The money had never been recovered, and the case had cooled until this potential sighting. Robert protested, reminding Sophia that she had told them she believed them. The betrayal in his eyes was evident as he reached for his wife's hand. Sophia opened a laptop, showing their financial records. The journal that Robert had so confidently shown provided the final pieces of a puzzle that investigators had been working on for years. Transfers between offshore accounts precisely matched the amounts missing from the bank. Despite their claims of innocence, the evidence told a different story. The corporate executives they had blamed had been exonerated years ago. What remained unexplained was the missing money until now. Sophia revealed how cruise ships offered minimal security scrutiny for long-term guests, providing nearly perfect cover. For 13 years, they had lived comfortably off their ill-gotten gains, hiding in plain sight while authorities searched elsewhere. When Canadian authorities entered to take the couple into custody, the carefully constructed world of Grace and Robert crumbled. Crew members who had known them for years watched in disbelief as the sweet elderly couple was escorted off the ship. That night, the Celestial Down departed Vancouver with an empty cabin on Deck 8. For the first time in 13 years, Edward and Patricia Winters would sleep on land in a detention center, awaiting extradition for crimes they had almost escaped through their clever deception. Their story became a warning across the cruise industry, leading to improved security procedures. Have you ever wondered what secrets the people around you might be hiding? Would you have suspected that this charming elderly couple were international fugitives? I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to watch more fascinating stories. Have a great day.